You don't realize it, but your body is silently destroying your life every single day. Chosen one, this message didn't find you by chance. It's divine timing. God led you here for a reason. There's something in your spirit that's been crying out for clarity, for confirmation, for movement. You've been walking with faith, holding on despite the silence, pushing forward even when you couldn't see the way. And now is your moment of revelation. Someone with power and position has been assigned to your breakthrough. You don't have to chase favor. God is orchestrating it behind the scenes. Keep watching, because this message is going to unlock understanding, release peace, and prepare you for what's next. Before we dive deep, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because this message isn't just content. It's a divine confirmation meant for the chosen ones. If your spirit feels this frequency, type 77 in the comments right now. That number isn't random. It's a sacred signal. A code to the Most High and the universe that you're in alignment to receive what's already been set in motion. A breakthrough backed by divine authority. Someone with power and position has been assigned to your elevation. This isn't wishful thinking. It's a spiritual dispatch. You're not just hearing this by chance. You were led here because the shift is already in motion. Not everyone will make it to the end. Only the truly chosen and those who stay will gain clarity, awaken divine awareness, and unlock the hidden blessings encoded in every word of this message. This isn't a one-time listen. This is a living revelation. Each time you revisit this message, another layer will unfold. A new piece of the puzzle, a confirmation your spirit was waiting on. So stay with it, chosen one. Because your breakthrough is not only coming, it's already been assigned. Let's dive in. Chapter 1. The waiting season wasn't wasted, chosen one. Let's be honest. You've waited longer than most. While others seemed to glide through open doors, you stood in front of doors that wouldn't budge, no matter how hard you knocked. You've experienced delay after delay. Watched people rise who didn't have half your heart, half your vision, or half your integrity. You questioned yourself. You wondered, what's wrong with me? Why isn't it happening yet? But let me assure you, with everything in me, the waiting wasn't punishment, it was preparation. You were never being denied, you were being developed. While you were watching time pass, God was watching your roots grow deep. While others were sprinting ahead, you were being trained for something greater than quick success. You were being molded, refined, and purified in a way that fast-tracked people never experience. They got the spotlight early, you got the anointing quietly, and that difference is everything. God wasn't ignoring your prayers, He was answering them in a deeper way, not by changing your circumstances immediately, but by changing you first. He was stretching your endurance, because what's coming next will require supernatural patience. He was teaching you to hear His voice in silence, because you'll need divine direction when others are loud with opinions. He was sharpening your discernment, so that when the opportunity arrives, you don't just say yes, you say yes to the right thing. The waiting taught you how to survive with nothing but faith. It stripped you of pride. It taught you how to encourage yourself in the dark. It built a warrior in you that didn't even know how strong it really was. And that, chosen one, is something no fast-track blessing could ever give. But here's the powerful part. While you were feeling forgotten, God was orchestrating something behind the scenes. He was moving pieces into place. He was stirring someone's spirit. Someone in a position of power, someone who holds keys you don't even know exist, someone with influence, with resources, with reach, and they've been assigned to your breakthrough. This person might not even know your name yet, but your spirit is already calling to theirs. Heaven has whispered your name into their assignment. They're beginning to feel the nudge. They're waking up with a sense that they're meant to help someone, and that someone is you. Their obedience is being triggered by your faithfulness. You didn't chase them, God is sending them to you. But understand this, they couldn't come until you were ready, because if they had come too soon, you might have looked to them as your savior. But now you know better. Now you're rooted enough to recognize that people are vessels, not sources. Your source has always been God, and so now you're not waiting in frustration. You're waiting with expectation. You're standing with quiet confidence, knowing that everything you endured wasn't in vain. Your tears watered your growth. Your prayers laid the foundation. Your silence trained your ears. Don't rush this moment. Embrace it. Reflect on the journey. Understand the weight of what's about to shift. Because when this person enters your life, when they use their platform, their voice, their access to elevate you, it won't just be a breakthrough. It will be a divine unfolding of everything God whispered to you in the darkness. Chapter 2. They're watching you from a distance. Chosen one, you've been walking through life with a sense of invisibility. You've been showing up day after day, giving your best, pouring your heart into everything you do, yet it feels like nobody sees it. You've cried silent tears after long nights, whispered prayers behind closed doors, and kept pushing forward when it seemed like no one was clapping for you. It felt like you were in the shadows while others basked in the spotlight. But let me speak this truth to your soul. You are not unseen. You are being watched, and not by just anyone. Someone with power, someone with influence, someone strategically positioned has had their eyes on you. They may not have liked your post, they may not have commented, they may not have reached out yet, but they've been paying attention. They've seen how you carry yourself. They've noticed the way you handle pressure without breaking. They've admired the way you stay authentic in a world full of pretenders. They're not watching you for entertainment. They're watching because something in your spirit speaks to theirs. Just like David was in the fields tending sheep, forgotten by people but handpicked by God, you too have been faithful in your field, the unseen place. David's brothers were in the house trying to look like kings, but David was outside doing what he was called to do, not seeking a crown, just being obedient. And still, God sent a prophet to find him. That's exactly what's happening with you. While others have been trying to impress, you've been becoming. And because of that, someone in authority is beginning to feel the divine pull toward you. It's subtle now. A thought, a curiosity, an inner prompting they can't shake. They may have stumbled across your work. They may have heard your name in a conversation and couldn't stop thinking about it. That's not coincidence. That's divine orchestration. God is putting you on their radar, not because you begged for attention, but because you were faithful when no one was watching. This isn't about being seen by the world. It's about being seen by the right person at the right time for the right reason. The person who's watching from a distance has the capacity to open doors that have been locked for years. They have access to rooms your name hasn't been mentioned in yet, but that's about to change. They're not just watching out of curiosity. They've been given a spiritual assignment, even if they don't fully know it yet. And when they do speak, it won't be casual. It'll be the moment you realize why you had to stay hidden for so long. Why you had to go through so much in silence. Because had this person found you too early, you might have still been healing. You might have still been searching for validation. But now you know who you are. You're grounded in your identity. You're not desperate, you're ready. Don't let the silence fool you. Just because you haven't received applause doesn't mean your work has gone unnoticed. The ones who clap in public aren't always the ones who move mountains behind closed doors. And it's the ones moving mountains that God is assigning to your life. So keep showing up. Keep being excellent in private. Keep doing the right thing when no one's watching, because someone is watching. And when the moment is right, that distant watcher will step forward. And what seemed like a coincidence will reveal itself as the divine setup it's always been. Chapter 3. Divine assignments don't need your credentials. Chosen one, you may look at yourself and think, I don't have the credentials, I don't have the network, I don't have the status. You might feel underqualified by the world's standards. But let me remind you, God doesn't operate by the world's standards. He doesn't need you to have the perfect resume, the flawless background, or the high-profile connections. What he needs is your availability, your obedience, and your authenticity. Divine assignments don't move according to man-made qualifications. They are born in the Spirit, not in boardrooms. They're not based on diplomas. They're based on destiny. When God chooses someone for a mission, He doesn't ask for a reference letter. He places a mantle. He deposits an anointing. And the oil He's placed on your life is what makes you chosen. Not your social status, not your accomplishments, not your name being known. That's why the person being sent to your life won't be impressed by surface things. They won't be looking for polish. They'll be looking for purpose. They don't need you to have all the answers. They just need to see your truth. They'll be able to sense it, feel it, recognize it in their spirit, because their assignment isn't based on what they see with the natural eye. It's based on what they're spiritually drawn to. You may not know it, but your struggle, your scars, your story, it's exactly what makes you powerful. The authenticity you walk in is rare. The world is full of people pretending to have it together. But you've chosen to stay real, even when it cost you relationships, opportunities, and approval. And that realness is what separates you from the crowd. This person being sent your way, they've seen fake. They've been burned by superficial. They've grown tired of platforms without purpose. And when they encounter you, in person, online, or even through a word someone else speaks, something will click. Something inside of them will whisper, "That's the one I've been sent to help." They won't need you to audition for your own breakthrough. You won't have to sell yourself, beg for a chance, or try to prove your worth. That season is over. This is a divine connection, not a job interview. They're being led by God, and when they meet you, your spirit will confirm what their assignment already knows. So don't shrink yourself trying to fit into systems God never designed for you. Don't apologize for what you lack on paper. What you carry in your soul outweighs what you lack in your credentials. You've been walking through fire, not to impress the world, but to prepare for your moment. And that moment is approaching. Not because you campaigned for it, but because heaven has assigned it. All you need to do is stay rooted in who you are. Keep being faithful in your lane. Keep moving in quiet power. Because when this divine helper arrives, it'll be your authenticity, not your achievements, that speaks the loudest. Remember this, the people God sends to bless you aren't coming for your resume. They're coming for your oil. Keep your lamp burning, stay ready, because when purpose and preparation collide, no credential in the world can stop the elevation that follows. Chapter 4. The help will come. Suddenly chosen. 1. Here's something your spirit needs to understand deeply. When it happens, it will happen suddenly, not gradually, not with warning, not with time to mentally prepare. It'll be just another day. You'll wake up thinking it's going to be routine. You'll go about your tasks, maybe even feeling a little weary or uncertain. And then, boom, favor will hit your life like lightning from heaven. A text, a phone call, an unexpected message, a divine conversation that shifts your entire atmosphere. Someone will speak your name in a room you didn't even know existed. A connection will form that bypasses years of struggle. A door will swing open that you didn't even knock on. Because God doesn't need your effort when His timing arrives. That's how divine help works. It doesn't come with flashing lights or a countdown. It shows up in the ordinary, wrapped in what seems like coincidence but is actually precise divine strategy. That person who was assigned to your breakthrough, they may appear out of nowhere. But in truth, they've been in motion behind the scenes the entire time. You just couldn't see it yet. God specializes in suddenly. That's His signature move. He loves to shift things in a moment, just like Joseph. One day he was in a prison cell, forgotten and overlooked, and the next he was standing before Pharaoh, being promoted to second in command. No warning, no build-up, just a divine setup manifesting in an instant. One day changed his life. One conversation elevated him to the palace. That's what God can do with the timing, and that's what He's preparing right now. You've been walking through a season that feels still, maybe even stagnant. It's easy to feel like nothing's moving, but in the spiritual realm, things are aligning. Chains are breaking. Conversations are being had about you in secret places. Angels are being dispatched. The help that's coming isn't on the way. It's already en route. The delay wasn't denial. It was timing. And when divine timing and obedience collide, miracles happen without warning. But here's your part. Remain faithful. Keep doing what God told you to do, even when it feels pointless. Keep showing up. Keep serving. Keep praying. Keep trusting. Because help doesn't always look like help until it reveals its purpose. What you're doing now is keeping you ready, so when the moment hits, you don't fumble the blessing. Don't let your current silence fool you. Don't let the absence of progress make you believe the promise is void. Heaven doesn't always announce the move, it executes it. And the ones who stay faithful are the ones who are positioned to receive it. You're not, and when it comes, it'll be quick, undeniable, and tailored specifically for your assignment. So keep your spirit in expectation, keep your mind in peace, and keep your heart in alignment, because your suddenly is about to shift everything you thought was on hold. God is not just about to bless you, He's about to shock you. Chapter 5. Their power is meant to serve your purpose. Chosen one, hear this clearly. The person God is sending into your life isn't coming to dominate, manipulate, or control you. They're not here to change who you are or reshape your identity to fit their mold. They've been handpicked by God to serve your purpose, not silence your voice. They're not coming to lead you away from your calling. They're coming to push you deeper into it. This individual has been strategically placed in positions you haven't stepped into yet. They've walked through doors you've only prayed about. They sit at tables where decisions are made, where policies are written, and where destiny is often shaped by influence. But make no mistake, their elevation wasn't just for them. God positioned them high so they could reach back down and lift you up. Their voice carries weight in rooms your name has never been spoken in yet. But God is about to change that, because when He assigns someone to your life, He doesn't just give them access. He gives them a divine urgency to act on your behalf. They'll be stirred in their spirit to advocate for you without knowing exactly why. They'll feel led to open doors for you, even when it doesn't benefit them directly. Because it's not about them, it's about the mission they've been called to fulfill through you. And what's beautiful is this. They'll do it with joy, not out of pity, not out of pride, not because they want to be praised. They'll do it because they feel the divine assignment burning in their soul. You're not a side project. You're not a charity case to them. You're a purpose they're honored to support. Their influence will serve as a platform to launch yours. Their resources will become tools in your hands. And their connections will start to feel like divine bridges that lead you to where you were always meant to be. God is very intentional. He doesn't send people with power into your life to overshadow you. He sends them to amplify you. Their strength is meant to lift, not crush. Their access is meant to unlock, not restrict. They are the kind of person who understands that true power is not about status, it's about service. And when you encounter someone like that, you'll know it's from God, because they'll protect your name in rooms you've never entered. They'll speak well of you when you're not present. They'll defend your value when others question it. And they'll invest in your future like it's part of their own destiny. This is a divine partnership, not built on neediness, but on purpose alignment. You bring the oil, they bring the elevation, you bring the message, they bring the microphone, you bring the authenticity, they bring the platform, and together it creates a movement that shifts atmospheres. So don't shrink when they come, don't second-guess your worth. You don't have to earn their help. You just have to walk in who you are, chosen, called, and already qualified by heaven, because God isn't sending them because you're weak. He's sending them because you're ready. And their power It's not a threat to your purpose. It's a vehicle to carry it further. Chapter 6. You still have to walk through the door. Chosen one, listen closely. Favor can bring you all the way to the threshold, but it will never force you to step through. That's your part. God can align every piece. He can send the right person. He can orchestrate the timing, the conversation, the platform. But you still have to walk through the door. When that divine helper shows up, and they will, it might not look exactly how you imagined. The opportunity may come wrapped in humility, discomfort, or even fear. But this is where your preparation matters. This is why the waiting season existed. This is why the trials tested you. The isolation trained you, and the silence shaped you, not to break you, but to build you for this exact moment. You prayed for this. You cried for this. You stayed obedient when it would have been easier to quit. So when the moment comes, don't shrink back. Don't allow the enemy to whisper lies of unworthiness into your soul. Don't let your mind talk you out of what your spirit already knows is yours. You've been faithful in the dark. Now it's your time to move boldly into the light. The door won't always be wide open. Sometimes it'll be slightly cracked, and you'll have to push, gently, not with arrogance, but with confidence. Other times the door may swing wide, but fear will try to convince you you're not ready. That's when you remind yourself, God doesn't open doors you're not ready to walk through. If it's in front of you, it's meant for you. And don't wait for a perfect feeling. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to move anyway. Even if your hands tremble, even if your voice shakes, even if your knees feel weak. Walk anyway, step anyway, answer the call anyway, because grace meets you on the other side of obedience. You'll be tempted to overthink. You'll wonder if you belong in that room. You'll question whether they'll accept you, understand you, or value what you carry. But you weren't sent to impress them. You were sent to impact them. Your assignment isn't to fit in. It's to bring something new, something fresh, something divinely disruptive. And that's exactly why God chose you. So when the opportunity comes, whether it's a conversation, an offer, a stage, a partnership, or a platform, don't hesitate. Be bold. Be prepared. Be you, the version of you that was shaped by fire. The version of you that carries wisdom born from suffering. The version of you that heaven sees as royalty on assignment. God has already gone before you. He's already cleared the path. The door is no longer locked. It's waiting, and heaven is watching to see what you'll do next. Will you doubt yourself again? Will you freeze in fear? Or will you finally rise, not just in spirit, but in action? This is your moment. This is your shift. You've survived the wilderness. Now it's time to occupy the promise. But the promised land doesn't come to you. You have to walk into it. So lace up your faith. Anchor your confidence in truth. And when that divine door appears, don't just stand there. Walk through it like it was always yours, because it is. Chapter 7. This is bigger than you. Chosen one, your breakthrough is never just about you. Yes, your victory will be sweet, your joy undeniable, and your dreams realized. But the true power of what's unfolding is far greater than personal success. This moment, this divine elevation, is about the ripple effect your life will have on the world around you. God didn't bring you this far just to bless your individual journey. He's orchestrating your story to become a beacon of hope for those still trapped in darkness. Your breakthrough is a key that will unlock freedom for others. Every tear you shed, every battle you fought, every moment you felt unseen, it was preparation for a much bigger mission. When that powerful person arrives, the one God assigned to your breakthrough, their presence isn't simply to open doors for you. They are part of a divine strategy to launch your influence into spheres you never imagined. This partnership is about more than opportunity. It's about service. It's about stewarding the favor you receive so that it multiplies and blesses generations. You've been elevated to elevate others. Your success is the platform from which you'll lift people who thought they'd never be seen. Your testimony will become the encouragement that sparks faith in someone else's heart. Your rise is a living declaration that no matter how deep the valley, the promise of restoration and destiny remains. This calling is bigger than any title, bigger than any accolade or recognition. It's about spiritual significance. It's about walking in the assignment God gave you, to be a light, a leader, a liberator. It's about using the power, position, and influence of the person sent to your breakthrough to create a legacy that outlasts your lifetime. So when you find yourself standing at the threshold of change, ready to step into this new season, carry this truth with you. Your breakthrough is a divine appointment, not only to receive, but to give, to inspire, to empower, to shift the lives of those who thought hope was lost. Remember, the moment is bigger than your name, bigger than your comfort zone, bigger than your fears. It's about being a catalyst for transformation in your family, your community, and beyond. Your life is a message, and your breakthrough is the fulfillment of a promise that others desperately need to see. This isn't just your victory, it's a movement, a call to rise up and be the change God has been preparing you to bring. So embrace the responsibility, walk boldly in the purpose, and let the world witness how God's power flows through you to touch the lives of many. Because, chosen one,